Welcome back to another Be Relevant Explainer. Look, if you're here, you already know we're all about diving into core book principles to help you evolve, stay productive, and honestly just tackle life with a bit more positivity. Today, we are getting into something massive. We're breaking down Jay Shetty's incredibly popular framework from his book, 8 Rules of Love. Whether you're flying solo right now, deeply committed to a partner, or maybe just healing from a past relationship, this explainer is going to give you the actual everyday practical applications to completely rewire how you connect with people, and with yourself too. So here's our roadmap for today. We're mapping Shetty's 8 practical rules straight across the 4 ancient Vedic stages of relationship evolution. That's preparing, practicing, protecting, and perfecting love. Let's get right into it.
Phase 1. Preparing for love.
Okay, so this is the absolute bedrock. You have to look inward before you even think about connecting with someone else. Rule number 1 is literally about transforming that creeping fear and insecurity of loneliness into the really empowering comfort of solitude. Society kind of messes with our heads on this one, right? It treats being alone like a weakness. Like if you show up to a wedding without a +1, people look at you like there's something wrong. But here's the truth. Loneliness makes us desperate and prone to terrible decisions, whereas true solitude, that makes us open, grounded, and deeply self-aware. So how do we actually pull that off? Because you don't just wake up one day and magically love being alone, you have to actively master it. Step 1 is simply cultivating presence with your own thoughts, just sitting with yourself. Step 2, lean into the awkwardness. Go to dinner alone, take a solo trip, lean into that discomfort. And step 3 is doing this repeatedly until it builds this unshakable confidence. Suddenly, you realize you're already a whole person. You literally stop that desperate search for someone to complete you because, well, you're already complete. And that flows perfectly into Rule 2, which is all about identifying your karmic impressions. Now, in this context, karma isn't some mystical universe punishing you kind of thing. It's actually the cycle of subconscious habits you picked up from childhood. We're talking about your parents' relationship models, and yeah, even those totally unrealistic romantic movie tropes we all grew up watching. If you don't actively shine a light on what you're subconsciously looking for to fill your childhood gaps, you are almost guaranteed to just blindly repeat those same toxic patterns. Moving on to Phase 2, practicing love. Now we get to see how you actually take that prep work and use it to connect with a real human being. You don't just trip and fall into love. You have to evaluate it. Enter Rule 3, the 3-date rule. And this is highly practical. Date 1, just discover their personality. Like, do you actually even like hanging out with them? Date 2 digs a little deeper. Do you respect their core values? And date 3 is the big one. Do your life goals actually align? It's a brilliant, structured way to evaluate real compatibility before your brain gets completely hijacked by emotions and chemistry. Shetty hits the nail on the head here. We have got to completely abandon this Disney fairy tale myth that perfect love is just going to magically drop from the sky fully formed. It doesn't work like that. Love is a daily, intentional practice. You really have to roll up your sleeves and build it. Okay, this brings up a huge concept, dharma, which basically means your individual lifelong purpose. Rule 5 actually states that your purpose has to come first. I know that sounds a bit controversial, but your dharma must take priority. You cannot sacrifice it just for the sake of keeping a relationship together. A truly healthy relationship is 2 distinct individuals pursuing their own greater callings, not 2 people merging so much that they completely lose their own identities. We've all heard that sad cliché, right? Oh, they just grew apart. But think about it. If both partners actually prioritize their distinct purposes and they gracefully take turns in the spotlight, say you step back to support your partner while they launch a business, and then later you swap roles, when you do that, you totally flip the script. Growing apart transforms into this beautiful, dynamic reality of growing together. You are literally co-authoring each other's evolution. And you foster that exact shared growth through Rule 4, which is treating your partner as your guru. Now, a guru isn't a dictator telling you how to live. A guru is someone who uplifts you. You guide your partner toward their highest potential, but you do it without forcing your own agenda and definitely without nagging or trying to control them. It's all about profound patience and mutual respect. Which brings us to Phase 3, protecting love. So what happens when that honeymoon phase inevitably fades and the friction kicks in? Because it will. To protect love during a conflict, Rule 6 demands a massive mindset shift. In the heat of an argument, it is so easy to see your partner as the enemy. But you have to pivot. You have to stop fighting each other and unite as a team against the misunderstanding itself. Literally shift your brain to it is you and your partner versus the problem. And how do you get into that team mindset? You actually schedule your arguments. Seriously, if tensions are flaring on a Tuesday night, agree to put a pin in it and talk Saturday morning. That simple delay lets your cortisol drop and your emotional stress cool off. Then, when you do sit down, you can speak clearly about how you feel without pointing fingers and actually commit to finding a real solution together. It's a total game changer. Now, we have to be real here. Sometimes conflicts reveal differences you just can't reconcile. Or, obviously, if there's any form of abuse, you absolutely must walk away. If things do end in a breakup, and this is Rule 7, Shetty offers some truly profound wisdom here, drawing straight from the Bhagavad Gita, to help you hold on to your identity. You really have to internalize this. The partnership broke, sure. Your expectations for the future broke, but you are not broken. The relationship was just the vessel. Your soul, your drive, your core purpose, those are completely indestructible. Recognizing that distinction is the key. It allows you to actually heal and rebuild rather than just shattering completely. And that journey of healing brings us to Phase 4, perfecting love. This final stage is definitely the most expansive. It raises a genuinely fascinating question that could completely rewire your daily life. We are so incredibly conditioned to believe we only experience love when someone explicitly hands it to us, usually in a romantic way. But is that actually true? Do we have to just sit around waiting for it? Well, the ancient Vedic answer is a hard no. You are already fundamentally wired for love. You can experience it constantly by stepping up and acting as a steward of love. Broaden your circle. Practice universal love by serving your local community, helping out your friends, or even just being kind to absolute strangers. Love is not some scarce commodity you have to fiercely hunt down. It's a practice you cultivate every single day. Which perfectly cues up our 8th and final rule: love repeatedly. If you spend your whole life obsessively seeking love, you might never feel like you have enough. But if you focus your energy on giving love, you ensure your life is constantly flooded with joy and meaning. You literally generate the exact feeling you've been desperately looking for. All right, let's bring this all together. By transforming that painful loneliness into confident solitude, by actually taking those 3 dates seriously to evaluate real values, by fighting the problem instead of attacking your partner, and by dedicating yourself to serving others, you are actively building a healthy, lifelong, bulletproof ecosystem of love. So I want to leave you with a question, and really think about this. Are you just sitting back, waiting for magic to happen and perfect love to arrive? Or are you actively putting in the work, right now, to become a more fulfilled, purposeful individual who is totally ready to give love today? Ask yourself how you can implement just one of these 8 rules this week. If you found this BeRelevant explainer helpful for your own personal evolution, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, give this explainer a like, and share it with someone in your life who might really need to hear these rules today. Keep evolving, stay productive, and we'll see you next time.